We all know how popular people haulers are in our market, from commuter vehicles to seven-seaters and executive vans. That's why Kia Philippines' decision to bring in the all-new Carnival just makes sense. The Carnival gives you the space and the luxury of an upmarket model, all while being priced a bit more closely to the mass market offerings. But is all this worth that price tag? Let's find out. Kia has been on point with its design for a few years now, and it's evident in the Carnival. While the tiger nose grille isn't that much apparent here, unlike in the Sorrento or the Seltos, you still got the same silhouette. It's got a nice wide grille with these horizontal slats and highlighted by those nice DRLs. When it's hit by the sunlight, it looks really good. Now, what makes this front fascia look even better, for me, are the headlights. It's my favorite part of the design. This one, as you can see, doesn't have a casing that takes the shape of the vehicle, so it gives the headlight a nice prominent profile of its own. Now, as you move on to the sides, you'll notice how the Carnival is a more SUV-like look. It's got a nice balance of color here on the side. It looks really good from this end. Got gloss black plastic here, got some plastic trim here and underneath. And of course, you've got those chunky 19-inch two-tone alloy wheels that add a lot more ruggedness to the design. Now, if there was one thing I would change here, it would be this metal-like plastic trim on the C-pillar. It should have just been gloss black plastic, or I don't know, body color? Tell us what you think. So the metal-like trim on the C-pillar, it carries over to the liftgate. At least on this end, it kind of looks good. Now, if you look closer, you see there's a massive light by here. It's really hard to miss. Design on this side, it sort of mimics that one on the front end, on the grille. And this one, the pattern here, you'll see that on the C-pillar and on the dash inside. Overall, it's really a balanced design. Okay, so let's start talking about the interior from this end. As you can see, there's an automatic liftgate. So here, you get a very large compartment here underneath. If you fold the seats down completely, you have a lot of space at the back. If you pull them up, you have a large compartment underneath that you will see here. Okay, it's a bit easy to pull up. So now you got this entire space for cargo, for your tools, for, I don't know, another extra spare tire, I don't know. So now I've set it to this configuration so I can show you how the relaxation seats in the second row work. But I'm gonna need to pull this down, so I need to move all my stuff here to this side. It's really not that big of a hassle. It just looks like a big of a hassle. Yeah. Just one pull of a lever and you're good. So you have an automatic lift gate out back and you have power sliding doors at both sides. So now I'm gonna show you how exactly you can move the seats here. You can slide them laterally or forward and back. I'm gonna slide them to the middle, just like so. And I'm gonna slide them a bit further back. Yeah, just like that. So yeah, these are basically the best seats in the house. These are captain seats. You have armrests. You have a dedicated seat belts for either side. And so now I'm gonna show you what the relaxation seats really mean. So there are two buttons here that you can press. One is for resetting the configuration and one is to do this. That's the stuff. There you go. And before I get too comfy, there are buttons here too, just so you can adjust the seats accordingly, not to the preset, the relaxation mode. Just like so. I just reclined it forward, and you can also move the footrest. You can move it higher. Of course, your feet might not fit if you keep pulling the footrest up. So Kia has actually put some buttons on this side of the passenger seat, just so you can recline it or move it forward as you wish, so you have more space to work around with. Now, again, before I get too comfy, let's reset the seat. Just press and hold this button, and I'm gonna show you what else you have here at the back. You have bottle holders here. You have pockets on both sides, and you have USB charging ports at the back of the front row seats. What else? You have buttons for the doors here. You can flick the lever to open it or to close it, like so. And there are controls for the AC here. There are cabin lights, AC vents, and of course, the sunroof. So before I move on to the front, I just want to show you a quick look of how it's like seating in the third row. It's actually pretty comfy here. Doesn't feel like nakinalimutan ka na ng mga tao sa harap. You have AC vents up top, you have a cabin light, you also have a sunshade visor, which you also have in the second row. You have charging ports on either side, bottle holders on either side, and these phone holders, I think. They're compartments, you also have them on the Sorento. And as for legroom and headroom, there's plenty here. I'm 5'5", and I can sit comfortably here. You can also recline the seats, which is pretty nice. And there's decent elbow room. Though I have to say, if there are 3 aisles here, it's technically a 7-seater, so 3 people at the back. It might not be that comfortable. Now, I guess the only thing missing here would be a center armrest. Anyway, before I get too comfy, let's move on to the front. So as you can see, that's a nice feature of the Carnival. When you close the door and you start up the engine, the seat automatically rolls forward. And it does the opposite when you're getting out of the car. It just makes for easier ingress and egress. Honestly, the second row feels like a lot more fun than this one. That being said, there are still a lot of premium materials and amenities in the front row. Of course, you've got the nice steering wheel here, and you've got a lot of leather and a good mix of color, some gloss black plastic all around. It's just a really, really good design. And of course, do you remember this metal-like thing on the C-pillar? It looks really good on the dash. You also have 8-way power adjustable seats with heating and ventilation functions for both the driver and the passenger. And for the driver, you also have memory function. It allows you to adjust the seats accordingly to a preset position. Now, it's easy to find the right driving position with all these features and all that, but I do have to say the steering wheel feels a bit off for me, the positioning at least. When I try to move it down, this is my preferred position, the preferred height, it blocks off the instrument cluster. I don't know, maybe a digital cluster or something a bit more compact would have worked. I'm not sure. Anyway, up here you've got an 8-inch infotainment system. It's a large touchscreen display, but I have to say it does feel a bit laggy when you're navigating through it. It has Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. I'm not really a fan of wireless CarPlay, but at least here it works seamlessly, so I'm fine with that. Under the hood of the Carnival is a 2.2-liter turbo diesel engine that generates 199 horsepower and 440 Nm of torque. This is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, some of you might complain and say that some SUVs have even more power than this. Well, you're right, but that's not exactly a problem. You see, the Carnival is massive, but it's listed at just 1,963 kilograms. So it's even lighter than some mid-size SUVs in our market. And besides, Kia's SmartStream diesel unit is one heck of a powertrain. Even when the Carnival is filled to the brim with all the passengers and all the cargo, the engine still has no problem pulling all the weight. Power delivery is quick and smooth. The vehicle will easily cruise at 100 kph with the revs at just around 2,000. And even at highway speeds like that, the engine will still have more than enough oomph for overtaking. Now, you can even switch to sport mode if need be. That'll give you a nice boost. Fuel consumption is decent. It's not exactly matipid, siguro, but 15 kilometers per liter when cruising at 100 kph on the expressway. That's not really bad. And between 10 to 11 kilometers per liter in mixed conditions with moderate traffic, that's okay. The ride is also impressive as the Carnival breezes through poorly paved roads with ease. Now, it's not exactly built for rough terrain, but it can take on EDSA without a problem. Sound insulation is also pretty good inside the cabin that adds further to ride comfort. The Carnival also gets an abundance of safety and driver assist features. There is lane keep assist, which you can turn on to let the tech steer the vehicle automatically so it stays within the lane. What's interesting, or actually a bit disappointing, is that this only comes with standard cruise control. You would think that a vehicle with lane keep assist would come with adaptive cruise, but that's not the case here. But like I said, there's no shortage of extra features here. This top-of-the-line variant still gets blind spot monitoring with collision avoidance assist, rear cross-traffic alert, and forward collision avoidance assist. Another big gripe I have about this one though is that it doesn't come with a 360-degree view camera. It only gets a reversing camera with front and rear parking sensors. A panoramic view monitor in this enormous vehicle would probably help a lot with parking, don't you think? So the Carnival gives you the style, the powerful engine, a decent arsenal of features, and an interior to die for. But at 2,988,000 pesos, is it worth the price tag? Well, if you think about it, Some top-of-the-line mid-size SUVs these days are already priced well above 2 million pesos. So if you're willing to go a bit more upmarket for the added luxury and comfort, then this is something you should really consider. Anyway, that wraps it up for us today. For Top Gear Philippines, this has been Leander Gresha, and I'll see you in the next one.